you guys, everyone like thinks it's like, you know, like the first thing everyone started doing was taking a shit.
When was this?
This was like, it was October, mind you. This was like before the marsh was technically usable, so I had to army crawl through the marsh. It was so bad.
All right, everybody. I don't really know what I'm doing here, so be easy on me. But this is a little, not necessarily a permanent podcast thing, but this is a little something I want to call Yappin About Whitetails, because I talk nonstop. So I figure, you know, might as well put something out about it. I got my buddy Jacob here. Jacob, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How you doing, buddy?
Not bad, man. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
It's a good day. It's hot, freaking 88 degrees out here, dude. It's a hot July day. Not the funnest to be out in.
No, definitely not.
But we're doing it, man. Tell me a little bit about you. Like, where did you get into hunting? Kind of like, did you hunt growing up? Like, tell me about it.
So growing up, I never had the ability to hunt. My dad never was interested in it, or he used to, because he used to work for an Air Force base from where I'm from. And he used to go hunting a lot, and he got shot at one day by some hunters. He was like, and that was when he just decided, nope, I'm done. I'm not hunting anymore. And so I never really had the ability growing up to go hunting.
That's crazy. I've actually never heard that story before.
No, so one day he got a deer. He brought it home. He cooked it, and of course, my sisters, my family were just like, "Oh, there's stuff in it. We don't like the meat."
Yeah.
And so my dad was like, "Oh well, I guess I will never do this again." So he kind of quit. He quit hunting, and then of course when he bought his first bow, which his first bow was a Diamond Deploy SB.
Okay.
Gorgeous bow.
Carbon,
Still have it. It's still in good shape. Actually, this is before it was named just the SB. This is when it was named the Deploy SB1.
Oh, okay.
So this was like the first ever model that they kind of came out with, and he bought his bow back in 2000. I want to say 14, 15, around that time was when he bought it.
Dude, it's crazy how time flies. Like, you really don't, like, part of me is like, that feels like long ago, but it's like, it doesn't, you know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah.
Like, it's 2025 right now, so that's,
oh yeah, basically 11 years ago. It's insane.
Yeah.
So we decided, so then after that, technically he was just like, oh, well, about 2016, he took me down to a local outdoor store, and he goes, hey, let's get you a bow. So we bought me a Diamond Prism, which I still have. The bow is now a fishing bow. I actually went ahead, I learned about bow fishing.
Did a conversion?
I did it, yeah. I bought a reel, and then I decided to go ahead and start doing that kinds of stuff. And then I love it. It's great. Still, the one thing is I'm great at tying fishing knots. The only thing I could not figure out how is to tie the bolt onto the bow, so it's literally just in pieces. I think the bow is in my bow case with my hunting bow, and the arrow is separate. It's in a I think it's under in a little patch under my camper.
Okay.
But aside from that, I mean, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then,
which, by the way, dude, if you guys can't tell, we're in a camper right now. Freaking awesome setup, dude. Like, we're set up right now on how many acres?
25 acres.
25 acres, and it's your family farm.
Yeah.
And this is awesome, dude. You have a little piece of paradise out here. Jacob was showing me kind of like around the property where he's setting up for this year, stuff like that. And yeah, man, you got a piece of paradise here. So it's really cool.
Oh yeah. But so what happened was, so he bought me my bow, which was a Diamond Prism, and he never got to so immediately we took it home and we shot it. I put an arrow into a little kid's play set.
Did you guys tune it first and everything?
Well, it was tuned, so we had an archery technician go ahead, do up my bow.
Okay.
I don't remember who did it, but he did amazing work. Actually, I believe it was before we knew about kisser buttons, so there was no kisser button. It was how I actually first started shooting archery. And then for a while, after that bow was set up, I shot it maybe a handful of times. And then I never shot it again. And then one day, I found it in my basement where I used to live. In our basement, we had a full finished basement, and it was still in the bow case that we had. And I got it out one day, and I realized the bow only goes up to 50 pounds. So then I was like, well, I mean, yeah, you need 40 pounds.
This is the Prism, right?
This is the Prism.
Okay,
yes.
yeah. So technically, speaking, it's a youth bow.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that it
Yeah.
only goes up to 50. I've seen some youth bows. I know Bear's coming out with some stuff now where, and apologies if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they're like one of their legit models goes pretty high in poundage, and it is like a smaller model.
Are you talking about the legit Max, or are you talking about
Might be. That's the new one that
it's
came
70.
out.
It's
70?
It's 70.
It goes
pounds.
from. Does it go from? Because I know. Okay, Diamond Archery made the Infinite Edge, which goes from like 7 to 70, estimated, obviously, which is insane range. But yeah, I think some of the legit models do that now.
Yeah.
So I think it's pretty cool. But
Yeah.
sorry, go on.
I also like how they're adding like the bear grip, the bear paw to a lot of their bows.
Yeah.
I love how they're doing that.
Yeah, I got that on my bow right now, and it's definitely cool. It's cool. I think it brings a little more bulk to your riser when you're grabbing it, but it's kind of nice having that grip feel on there. That was an add-in versus what I got now. Like, I just shoot a Bear Whitetail Max, and we'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was an add-on to my bow. So keep going. Don't let me interrupt you too much.
So the bow I got, it is so the bow I got is technically a Bear bow, but it's made by another company. I guess I can.
You can say what it is. Yeah.
So the Bear bow is made by Cabela's. It's a Blackout Epic NT. I still have it, and I love that bow.
Yeah.
It's basically, so if you've ever seen a Bear Paradigm, or if you ever shot a Bear Paradigm, it is the exact replica of a Bear Paradigm. Same poundage, same cam, same everything, same riser.
Yeah, bigger draw length, right? Because the Paradigm was made for your bigger guys.
It was made for, which is funny because I only go up to a 28 inch draw, so the bow can go up to about, I think, a 32.
I know when you bought it though, it was the new one that came out, and you were like, I just need to get a new bow, so you snagged it. So
Yeah.
I can't blame you. Do you know what the axle to axle is on that?
It's a 31 inch axle to axle.
Okay, yeah, that sounds familiar. Yeah. I'm shooting a 30 right now. It's nicer for being in like smaller confined spaces, and technically that makes it faster. Technically, but I'm finding that I probably would have benefited from a 33. So I think the next bow purchase I'm gonna get is a 33. So
There you go.
But yeah.
Was it your old Hoyt, a 33?
My Hoyt was a so I shot a Hoyt Vector Turbo for a couple years. I just bought it off a guy. Unfortunately, I am a left-handed shooter, so it is a little harder to find a bow for me. But yeah, I bought it off some guy. Super nice steel. It wasn't fully loaded, so I ended up buying all the pieces for it, and it was a 35. It was a 35, so it was pretty big.
Holy!
It was pretty big. It was supposed to be, to my knowledge, I think Hoyt was making that to be kind of like your hybrid hunting and target bow. I mean, I've shot both of it. You know, I shot a buck with it, I've taken deer with it, and then I've also shot it at the Reinhardt competitions. So, I mean, it's a really nice bow. I just ended up moving on to something different. So, but yeah.
Now, if we're getting back to, so when I said I stopped shooting the Diamond Prism, I stopped for several years. It wasn't until like I dropped it in 2000, like I bought it in 2000, or my dad bought it in 2016, 2017, one of those 2 years, and I didn't end up shooting it again until 2020. Yeah, this is sad. 2000, I want to say, yeah, it was 23.
That's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
I was like, holy crap! My dad got me that bow when I was like in my 6th grade year of middle school. I didn't shoot it. I didn't shoot it till I graduated.
Yeah.
Which by then, all my muscle that I had, like you haven't shot in a while, so obviously as you grow, muscle grows, and it's a weird muscle because it's in your shoulder. It's not really a muscle you can really gain by going to the gym.
Yeah, there's very limited things. Like really, unless you start chainsaws for a living.
Yeah.
Which,
it's more or less along the lines of the more and more you pull your bow back, the more that muscle's going to grow. Well, I stopped shooting, and I think at the time it was like a 30-pound draw. So, like what I said, it was a long time.
Yeah.
I pulled it back. I'm like, that's really easy.
Yeah.
So then I put it all the way up to 50. I'm like, that is really easy. And I realized I maxed out the bow poundage, and I was like, oh, okay. So then I was like, okay. So then I bought the Blackout. I pulled back the bow, and it was I think it was like 65 pounds. I'm like, okay, that feels good. I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yes.
I remember when I think I was the one that set it up for you.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Just like preliminary setup. Set your draw length and stuff like that, and you drew it back, and you were like, "This is way different."
Oh yeah.
Because I think I remember being like, "Dude, how much are you used to pulling back?" And you're like 30, and I'm like, "Dude, this is not 30. Like this is your big boy bow." So
yeah, I love that bow. Another thing that I'm starting to get used to is like how bows are adding a Picatinny rail to all of their bows now.
Oh yeah.
So like, I've seen like a lot of bow sites are coming out with like the Picatinny, and then people will buy those that bow piece at the site, and I'll like look at it and I'm like, I can't put that on your bow because your bow, it will have like a lot of the time there's like 2 methods. There's either a screw-in method where it'll have like a screw, you just screw it in,
the standard amount on the riser.
And then sometimes if you're lucky it has both, or it'll have the Picatinny, and then people will buy.
I think most of them were supposed to have Picatinny and the standard riser mounts.
But then for some reason there were a couple of them that wouldn't work with certain bows. I think there was I had people bringing in like old, like they're not old, but like newer compound bows, and they would be asking me if I could put that on their bow, and like you couldn't do it because they didn't have the necessary hardware. So you'd have to tell them the unfortunate news. And
I feel like we should preface this with like we both worked at a bow shop.
Yeah.
So
I learned under him. So a lot of what I know is from this guy right here.
Yeah.
So
I'm a little rusty on it. I'm not in that industry anymore, but him and I met through working there, and kind of went from there. So we touched on like bows a little bit, like your first bow and stuff like that. How do you think that you actually like got into hunting? Would you say, or like, is there like a definite like, oh yeah, this is how I got into hunting versus? I mean, I know you talked about like your dad did that in the past, but do you think like what would you say like reignited that? Because obviously, I mean, you hunt now, right? So it's like, you know, we do dove together, and you have this nice piece of land now that you can hunt on. And
So what happened was, so I went into wanting to work at an outdoor store. I'm not going to say which one for reasons, but I went to work there, and this is where he was working. And the thing was, I didn't really want to be a hunting outfitter. I wanted to be a fishing, because I like to fish. I knew nothing about hunting. I knew nothing about trapping.
I feel like people can use context clues to know where we're talking about.
But I won't say it. We'll just say
outdoor store.
Outdoor store.
Outdoor store.
That works. So, I mean,
there's probably no actual problem with us saying it, but just in case, like, and I'll cut this out, but like, just in case, I think we should just be a little careful with it. But go ahead.
But I feel like a lot of the, but I feel like what happened was, it's just one day I was working, and I knew nothing. When I first started there, I was the worst outfitter in the world. I knew nothing about knives. I knew nothing about hunting.
And you were in the hunting department.
I was like the worst match. This guy took pity on me.
a lot of pity.
It was like,
I interviewed you, and I remember we went out of that interview, and the others were like, Like, let's review it. And I was like, I'll take them. You know, like, and it was, yeah, it was interesting. But, so, would you say that, like, working there was definitely, I mean, it helps, right? Like, working, you're surrounded by it, you know, you're doing, your job every day is being in that environment. So it's like, how are you not going to get back into it? Right?
Oh, yeah. So, what happened is then, it was, like, August. So, way after, like, this was, like, way before, like, you know, all the big holidays, all that kinds of stuff, I got moved to the clothing department. Now, obviously, going from a really cool department like hunting and going to clothing and having to fold clothes for my entire... It wasn't my happiest moment. I wasn't exactly the happiest soul that working, but, you know, I did. And
you did it.
I did it. And then after Christmas and all that, I went back. And then I think it was then when I started gaining like a huge love for like archery, like, cause I would literally spend hours, like I would take days off, or not even days off. I would just like whenever I get like a day off or something like that, I would sit on my phone and I would just go on YouTube and I'd learn. I'd learn, like I'd have like my entire like For You page on YouTube was like setting up ground blinds, doing land, you know, maintenance and all that kind of stuff. That's when I started learning, and then I realized I was like, I like doing this stuff. I was like, because I background about me, right? I never was an outdoor kid.
Okay.
I never liked being outside.
Really?
Nope. I was never outdoors.
Okay. I mean, I can kind of see that a little bit. Like you're still.
I still have my moments. But I was never, it wasn't until I was about 16. It was when I first got my driver's license that I realized, hey, I like doing this. So my dad used to take me fishing all the time. That was, I guess I can backtrack. But yeah, we used to go down to this lake in Ohio, and we used to have like a little mouth that would basically end up being like this little circular area, and it would basically be like a mound, like it was like a giant mound that would come up from the lake, and you could fish right there. It was perfect. There was no trees in the way. All the trees backed off from the spot. It was probably the best fishing spot I've ever found. And it was actually how I got my first ever knife, which coincidentally this was 14, maybe 15 years ago. Okay. I still have the knife. It's up there on my thing.
Oh, sweet.
It's a little Swiss Army knife. It's the I don't know.
Oh yeah, that one right there.
It's right there. It's missing the toothpick. It doesn't have the toothpick in it, but I've had that knife for nearly 15 years.
Okay, that's cool, dude. It's hard to find Swiss Army knives now.
Oh, dude.
Like, have you like noticed that? Like, it's hard to find. Like, if you go to like any of the major retailers or stuff like that, they just don't carry them.
Oh, I know. I felt so bad when people would come up to me and be like, "Hey, do you guys have this knife?" And I'm like, even though I know it's like the best knife to have too. Yeah. Like, I would pick that knife over, because it's like, obviously I have sentimental value with that one. Oh yeah, dude. Because it's like, even after making a big move like we did, because we lived in our first home for 20 years, and then we finally moved out here, and it's like, I still have that knife. I don't know where it was. Yeah. I just found it in a box, and I was like, there it is. Dude, that's my knife from 15 or so years ago. So I kept that knife, and obviously, and the problem with me is, obviously with where we worked, all I did was I would learn about knives. So, because they would make me work, and they had this counter, and it was filled with knives. Yeah. Yeah. And so I would sit there and I'd be like, okay, and I would literally just play with the knives. And I know that sounds like I'm a psycho, but I promise I'm not trying to be. I was very curious about what they were. I found out a lot. I learned a lot.
You were curious about the mechanics, and you employed like yourself to learn more about it.
Yes.
So,
and
I get it.
So that's why, like, all throughout this camper that we're in right now, I have like I mean, the katana, I think I bought that when I first started working.
Bro could kill me easily if he wanted to. So.
It's literally, I have like a salt rack, like right above the camera, and there's a lightsaber and a katana that's just up there.
I'm digging it.
And then I also have like a bunch of Benchmade knives. I have a bunch of buck knives, all that kinds of stuff. And
dude.
That was when I started like learning about knives, and that's how I kind of got back into the outdoor element. And then obviously it was like kind of like from there I wanted to learn archery, so they were like, all right. They took a 19-year-old boy and threw him into an archery shop to learn archery. And I've made my mistakes. I can firmly say that there's a...
It's okay, though. It's fine, man.
I've taken a lighters to some strings. Not on purpose. Complete accident. It was my fault. But
Bro has completely disqualified himself from all archery knowledge now.
Oh,
just because.
Listen, it was a mistake here and there. I didn't mean. There was some times, all right, when I was trying to learn how to do it, but sometimes I didn't.
You had growing pains.
I did. Yes.
You had growing pains. I had growing pains when I was learning. I messed up on some stuff. Fixed that stuff. We're good. We're good.
Yeah,
we're sailing. And anyways, we're not even in that industry anymore. No. So now, like, I would like to get into the hunting industry, but
I would too.
In the retailer part of it, I'm all right.
NWTF.
I'm all right.
Please.
Oh yeah,
National
right, yeah, Foundation. Dude, yeah. So you would say, for like the main part, that working there kind of like reignited you into like that lifestyle.
Oh yeah.
Because let's be real, it is. I think it is a bit of a lifestyle.
It is.
Like you invest a lot of time in it.
A lot of money.
Yeah, a lot of money. If you're not
spilt out thousands of dollars.
It's wild. But yeah, I was gonna say, and we're even in like small scale still. You want to talk about guys that really get big with it, dude? I mean, it can get insane.
Go talk to your nearest elk hunter, by the way. If they're planning a trip to like Colorado or something like that, and they plan on going elk hunting, or the people that are going up to Canada for moose
or anything like that.
I mean, I tell you what, though, I've seen some crazy like things like from what people have told me. They'll like bring their bows in and they'll tell me like crazy stories.
Oh,
that was the coolest. Like there was one.
Just sitting. Well, I mean, it's like okay, there was a balance to it, right? Because I think part of it was like okay, you're sitting there working on this guy's bow, tuning it and everything, and he's just like. Some people, it was kind of like weird because they were just silent and they would like stand over you and watch you do it, and it's okay, I get it, man, but like. Go. Like to an extent, but there was also people who would sit there and talk with you, and that was fun. That was like super fun hearing stories, just talking to the really really cool people that are also in this kind of thing with us, which is really really cool.
I think the coolest one though was this girl came in and she had this, it was a beautiful Raven, I think it was an R26X crossbow.
Ew, a crossbow!
Listen,
I'm kidding.
Those are cool though.
I'm kidding.
She brought it, kudos to her for getting into hunting. Not many.
I am not,
I would love to see more women hunters out there.
Yeah, I bet you would.
Oh,
I bet you would. Dude, so, yeah, I am not, there is obviously the big, like, you know, if you're crossbow hunting, you're not a real hunter. I don't really care what people do, quite honestly.
Yeah.
That's the mindset I have. I think if you're getting out in the woods, more power to you. Now, there's, something to be said about that, because it's like, I think that if you are able to shoot a bow, like a compound, I think you should shoot a compound.
I agree.
I think it's better. Just like it's also more satisfying, I feel like.
Is.
But there's also the other side of that. It's like, okay, well, people look at me and they're like, oh, well, why don't you shoot a recurve? You're able-bodied.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're right. So, it's like, the point is, like, we're not hating on people. Because believe me, there's a lot of, like, people hating on people in the hunting industry. And I think that it's just be kind, dude. Just be kind to people.
Oh, yeah.
I guess like that's really the biggest thing.
I have nothing against people who want to shoot crossbows. either. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like you said, with people with traditional bows, they can be like, oh, you're shooting a compound.
Right.
You have to have a sight, a whisker biscuit, a drop away.
Exactly.
You have to have all
Versus
that on
like
your bow.
someone with a stick bow, and they're just like, oh, why don't you do this? And it's like, well, so
Well,
the
so-
same. That's kind of the same argument versus crossbow versus compound, and then compound versus stick bow. So it's like, we can't really say too much, you know what I mean? So,
But I have massive respect for people who are getting out there in the woods, like
Oh, yeah.
how I did it. Like I'm very happy with myself for doing it.
You were a trooper last season, man.
Oh,
we,
yeah.
we were hunting some public spots, and you were getting out there with me. And
Oh,
I mean, I have. I'll get into this in like a little bit because I'll kind of tell a little bit of my backstory. But you were chugging along with me pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
Which is nice. So
Well, so you know what's funny? So I went out to our spot last year. I don't know if I ever told you this. I was getting shot at.
no, you did not tell me that.
So I didn't know what to do. So I dropped all my stuff. Right, I got into like a really good spot. And I forgot my tree stand too, so I was just like, I guess I'm hunting on foot, which was.
I think you did tell me
Which,
about
by the
this.
way-
I don't think you told me that you got shot at, but I think you did tell me that you forgot your tree stand.
So I noticed that there were people out in the field doing pheasant, because at the time it was pheasant season was opening up as well, alongside deer season.
Yeah.
So I didn't really care, you know. I was like, okay, whatever. Sure, I might not get a deer over here. And
it's nice to get out still.
yeah, I was happy. Honestly, it was nice. I started hearing over my head,
dude,
and I was like, oh. So I find the little branch thing that was like falling over, and I just kind of like lay down in the mud, and I'm just like laying there, and I could literally look up
Like
and
you're
see-
Arnold and Predator.
Oh yeah, I was seeing like pellets go over my head. I remember the people from. I'm like, dude, the field's right over there. What are you shooting?
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna wait until I get land. And this was before we had any land, so I may have predicted that. I was like, I'm gonna wait. And then
Yeah.
I got up, and so finally it was like starting to get dark outside. The shooting stopped. It sounded like the Civil War was going off over a hill. And here I am, a lonely bow hunter.
It's rough sometimes, man. Public land can be a grind. There's pockets though where you can find it where there's not people going there, right? Like it's you can find some gyms.
Oh yeah, our spot we thought was a gym until we got pictures of squirrel hunters. We were
Dude,
just like
walking through like every single day, it never failed. I was getting people.
We would get like a good sized deer, a good little sized buck.
Dude, there
back
was
there.
big bucks walking out there.
And then next thing you know, the next picture you'd get a bunch of the Orange Army, as I like to call them, walking through our woods.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't really upset about that. I was more along. It was kind of like, I don't really want to get shot, so I'm like, I'm just gonna, I'll wait.
Not hunt there.
I was like, yeah. As much as I love that spot, though, it was. If you guys saw this, you guys would probably also like. If you guys like, we found like scrapes, we found rubs.
It's a really good layout.
Really, like it was
nice.
like right where they were.
Like on paper, it was the best. It was a great spot. I mean, on paper.
Oh yeah.
Oak trees, water. You have like some
acorn trees.
Yeah. Well, that's oak trees. Goofy, but dude, I mean, it. Like I said, on paper, it was an amazing spot.
Oh, it was. It was gorgeous. Yeah. Just to hear the water in the creek rushing by, that was
cool too.
That was really cool.
I remember the one. Actually, it was the first time that I hunted that spot. And I ultimately ended up changing spots after this, but I don't really know why I didn't go back there, because it was it's really the same amount of distance to my other spot that I ended up hunting for the rest of the season. But I don't know, I just hunted it once and then I was like, I'm good. I was climbing and I heard like 2 deer. It was, two something, right? It was so dark out that I couldn't see. I had my red light on, climbing up this tree with my saddle, and I just heard him rush by me, and I turned my light off, and I just stayed still for like 15 minutes. Like, just like 15 minutes of just straight, like, I'm hanging from my saddle, I'm just like, what do I do? What do I do? Like, I don't know. And I just heard him, like, walk off, and I was like, all right, I'll keep climbing.
The worst was, so I had a buddy who, where was this? This is like north of us. He had this really nice area, a section of woods, and we went up there, and I just remember I didn't wear the right clothing. It was
like, you overdressed or underdressed?
Underdressed.
Oh no.
So at the time,
this late season?
This was like, it was like maybe. It was weird because it was a warm December, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, because then we didn't really get snow till like late December.
I mean, Ohio is a little brutal with its winters.
So here's
like,
the thing. This was like, by the way, this is another one of my first times ever going out deer hunting. So this was like the first time I ever realized like 50 degrees on the ground is way different than 50 degrees in a tree.
Yeah.
So my buddy had this big game. It was the dual. We had the dual seats.
Oh yeah, the 2-seater.
Yeah. So we're sitting up in that stand, and I had cowboy boots. I didn't have the right boots. I had one layer of pants, and I just remember I fell asleep, like legit. And so we were just sitting on the tree. The next thing you know, I fell asleep. And when you fall asleep in a tree stand, you're not fully asleep. You are like, maybe like all it would take is one little twig to snap.
Like it's a very weird, like, half sleep kind of thing going on.
Oh yeah. So you're not even fully asleep, but you're kind of just like, I was trying my best to stay warm. I woke up, my legs were completely frozen.
Oh,
I was like,
man. I'm gonna be honest, that sounds nice considering today, it's like 90 with the heat index.
But like, think about it this way: if you ever plan on hunting in a tree stand, just know it drops like 20 degrees going up in like 18 feet.
It gets cold, man.
It gets cold, especially when you're not moving at all. And he was like one of those more traditional hunters where he learned from his dad to basically, like, when you're like moving your head, you have to go like, and here I am going like.
Well, that's fair.
I was like, yeah. Like, but he'd be like, slow down.
Yeah.
Slow down.
So fast.
And I'm like, and here I am, like, is it time to go yet?
Yeah, you're like, deer, where? Like, it's just, yeah. I mean, yeah, I've been there.
But no, that was, I honestly, I enjoyed it for what it was, because we literally were like, we got done, and we went and got.
Just want to make sure we're still recording.
I think
we're still recording.
So I went ahead, and we were like, all right, let's grab some food. We drove home my buddy's truck. Mind you, the whole morning started off. I completely forgot to leave this part out. So this leads to why I was frozen in the stand. First of all, I didn't know Ariats were not waterproof the best, even though I've seen a lot of people wear Hunter. Like, so we went out early in the morning.
The ones I got on right now are.
So my buddy shot a deer the day before. The day before.
The deer before.
The deer before. I'm gonna stutter. I stutter a lot. By
You're
the way.
fine, bro. You're good. You're good.
So the day before, he shot a deer, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to come hunting and scout with us?"
Bro went out the next day. He's bloodthirsty, man.
Yeah, he was like, we couldn't find the deer. He ran off.
Oh, we couldn't find the deer?
We couldn't find the deer. So we walked. So like we drove the truck up to like the spot, and we walked through the brush.
Sorry, you're just so boring that I keep you honest.
Oh, okay.
I'm joking. Go on.
So we go through the brush, and I'm literally looking, and I'm like looking down. I'm like, there's like a puddle of water in my boots. Mind you, this was how they started forming to my feet. So it was like perfect because my boots formed perfectly to my feet now, so I can walk around in them perfectly. But I just remember like. We went back to his camper because they had a nice little spot.
Dude, water in your boots in December is brutal.
Oh, dude, I was like,
yeah,
no.
Yeah.
So then, but no, it was a good time. It was a good time. I just wish next time I was like, all right, I am buying. So literally the next day, I got home and I spent $250,000 on just warmth.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like it's the only thing.
Gotta layer up, man.
Oh yeah, the only thing I ever bought was before I bought. a really nice pair, not bibs. I'm trying to think of it. It's like the really nice, like 3-in-1 coat. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah.
It was really, really nice. I still have it. I'm probably going to wear it next year.
Yeah, I was going to say, I got rid of my... Well, no, I still have it. I got the new one that I got. Because remember I bought all new camo last year?
Yes.
Yeah, I gained a bit of weight and freaking had to buy all new camo, which is good.
That's a good thing.
Healthy weight.
Dude, you were skinny.
I was very skinny. I'm still a twig, but like it's way better now than it was. But yeah, dude, warmth is super important.
That was bad. For all you beginner hunters, dress warm, please. Don't do what I did.
All right, so getting back to this here, let's I guess I should probably go into a little bit of my background.
It's probably best.
A little bit, since this is possibly episode 1 of a longer creation. So I was raised up in the outdoors. Like I grew up on a dead end street, like played in the woods all the time as a kid. So it was kind of destined to happen.
Oh yeah.
And you know, my parents always took me fishing, stuff like that. And eventually, like my dad hunted a lot before I was born, and then, you know, when he had my older sister and myself, he kind of like dwindled down a little bit because it does take a lot of time.
I agree.
So he was doing that, and you know, he eventually, I like I said, grew up in the outdoors a little bit, like was always outside doing something. He bought me a bow when I was probably like 11, I think. It was a Barnett Vortex. I know. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, you got bad experience with that bow. Story for future possibly. But dude, yeah, that bow was brutal because it was like I didn't know how to aim out of it, and it was like, you know, you just draw and you try to line the string up and everything like that. No peep sight, no nothing, right? So, and all you trout hunters can get mad at me for that, but it's hard, okay? It's hard. But yeah, so shot that a little bit. Eventually I started getting pretty good at it, so we ended up getting crossbows. And we started to get into that, you know, sighting those in. I think we both got 10 points. No, I got a Barnett Quad Edge S. So it was like a Quad Edge S or something like that. Older crossbow. Still got it somewhere.
Wow.
I think it's in storage, but really, really good shape. But my dad got what was it? It was a Wicked Ridge, the like Invader X4, like the old version of it. It was nice. It was really nice. We still have that one too. But yeah, so him and I started doing that, started hunting. We didn't really have the money to get, I mean, like, you know, all of our money really went towards the bows, right? So it was like, we didn't really have the money to get tree stands or anything like that. So I actually started out a lot of my hunting experience on the ground. Like I was ground hunting, I think, more than anything. First year I took was on the ground. Second year I took was on the ground. So, but it was cool, man. We went out to some public land, and like the first time, and I saw a buck, right? Like the first time, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, you know, seeing a buck right away, and I was like, is this what hunting's like? And he was like, no, this is nothing what it's like. So it was kind of cool. We didn't kill anything that day. It was early season. I think it was actually opening day of that season, and so everything was really overgrown still, stuff like that. So couldn't really get a shot. I think we went again on my birthday, so that October we went, and there was a buck that walked up behind us, like right behind us, and him and I are back to back on a tree, and the buck's behind me, right? And he was like, he wanted me to kill it so bad, so he was like, man, turn around and kill this thing. And I was like, I can't. I can't. Like I told him, I was like, if I move, this thing will see me. Like if I'm spinning an entire crossbow around, it's gonna see me. So he ended up taking it, and we got it butchered. It was freaking delicious. It was awesome.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, it was on my birthday, man. That was cool. So yeah, a lot of how I got into the hunting thing was my dad eventually, like, he migrated more off towards the fishing side of it. Like he got like really into fly fishing and stuff like that. He still went with me, but it wasn't as often. He was, like I said, he was more into the fishing thing, and then of course he was working too, so it was like, you know, he was more off doing that than hunting wise.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my dad's no longer with us, but you know, he lives on through me, and hunting is totally the lifestyle that I love learning now. And you know, he taught me everything from being in the woods to hard work, man. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of my backstory without going like super crazy deep into it. But yeah, man, I love the outdoors, and I know you do too. And I feel like it's like ingrained in our blood.
Oh yeah.
And it's really cool stuff, man. So yeah,
it's an art.
Oh, dude, it definitely is. Yeah, yeah. I'm just glad that, like, you know, I'm living this lifestyle, and you're getting into it too, and that's really, really cool to see. Jeez, man, I gotta take a break. My freaking throat's hurting.
Drink some water.
Jeez, go ahead and start talking.
All right. I will say, honestly, aside from like deer and stuff, as much as I love like deer hunting, I think duck hunting at this point, I think I also fell in love with duck hunting.
Okay. Yeah.
So I went out.
I thought you were gonna say it's better than deer hunting. I was
No.
That's interesting. I'm not hating on that, but
no,
that is interesting. We both duck hunt. We both deer hunt. We do all that stuff.
So we went down to this again, another lake in Ohio, and
yeah. Let's keep it that way, bud.
Yeah. And it was just me and like 5 other dudes, mind you. So if you ever think of like of how
just you and 5 other dudes,
it's just me and 5 other dudes, and like they made this like personalized blind, customized blind, and we're sitting there on this log. Now, you guys, everyone like thinks it's like, you know, like the first thing everyone started doing was taking a
when was this?
This was like, it was October, mind you. This was like before the marsh was technically usable, so I had to army crawl through the marsh. It was so bad. It was the most fun ever. So this was my first time ever wearing waders. First time ever going.
Who'd you go out with?
I went out with our buddy Sean.
Oh, okay, yeah. I gotcha.
So he had this little, it's called a pond prowler. Now these pond prowlers, they only hold about 596 or like 550 pounds. That's their. This dude had a Minn Kota engine on, or a Minn Kota motor. He had the whole blind rolled up on the boat. He had, now mind you, I'm not a very skinny dude. I'm 220 pounds. But like that's mainly not muscle. Like I guess a little bit of it's muscle, but I'm around. Let's just say I'm a rounder individual. Mind you, he's also somewhere in that same weight class.
Yeah.
Plus the waders themselves are not the.
Was it just you and him, like on the pond prowler? Oh, there was more people.
Yeah. We ended up putting. I think we put 4 people.
Dude.
Yeah. They say those things are supposed to hold only 550. It held at least a couple thousand.
I mean,
pounds.
yeah. Granted, like. I have nothing.
But no, so we're all sitting out there. Everyone, next thing we know, everyone just started taking a shit. Like they would just like hold on, I gotta be back 1 minute, and then like it was awful.
Did you guys drink too much coffee? Like what?
No, they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna eat Mexican the night before.
Dude.
So the next day, it was like we'd be sitting there. They just all started farting. All of them, and it was the worst. Like I was like, oh. I was like dying out here. It's like my first time. By the way, if you think walking in waders in mucky water is easy, for your first time it's not. I fell 3 times in ice cold water. Actually 6.
Always great, dude.
Actually, yeah, probably around that time. Mind you, out of everyone there who has duck hunted way more than I have, I was the only one out of everybody to get a duck.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah, this might sound like an excuse, but honestly, Ohio is a little rough for duck hunting right now, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's not... I was out on a boat the other night, and I saw some teal, and there were some woodies, that I could hear them up the channel, but it was not.
Yeah.
Like I was just out bass fishing, and there was a couple of them out there. It was cool to see them. It was cool to see them flying and stuff like that. But when it comes season, you see none of them. So it's like.
It's almost.
I almost feel like you have to get out like opening day.
Yeah, we went like we went out. So not technically full duck season. We went out like I guess there's this thing called early duck season.
Yeah, it was like early
teal.
Early teal. Yeah, there's early teal in September.
Yeah,
so that's probably when you guys.
No, we went in October. What's in October?
You have your earlier waterfowl season.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, so you have early waterfowl, and then you have your full, like it goes away, and then you have your full. I don't know. I keep fiddling with this thing, and then you have your full. You got your full waterfowl season.
Okay, so that's what it was.
That's how it's been in the past, at least. So I don't know, but I don't know what the seasons are going to look like this year.
It's honestly like they need to move around duck season. In my opinion, I mean, obviously, like
DNR put out a survey.
If they should move it around because there's like no ducks, I see more trust me, I'll be going to like my college campus and I'll like see like thousands.
Oh yeah,
of duck,
dude, yeah.
Thousands. I'm like, I wish this was a field. I wish.
Dude, yeah.
You're
yeah,
just
can
like,
you imagine?
You're just like, come on,
dude, hitting a bag limit like that, like
it would be
crazy.
Immediate bag limit.
Yeah, dude. Let's get into a couple topics here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do you have any stories where it's like this is the one that got away? Like do you have anything like that? Even if it's not a deer. I mean, obviously, make it hunting related. Don't be like, oh yeah, I had this girl one time. Like, do you have any stories like that? That's like the one that got away. Mine is with one of the biggest bucks I've ever seen. On public land. It was absolute heartbreaker. Now, I did post a short on my YouTube like a week ago that was talking about like how heartbreaking trail cameras can be sometimes because you see like a big buck strolling by and then you just never see him again, right?
Yeah,
and that's dude, that's painful. That is really painful. I look back at that. Have you ever seen the Wolverine meme where he's like in bed and he's like
yeah,
rubbing the thing? I'm gonna post. Honestly, after we get done with this, I'm probably gonna make that and post it on my YouTube.
Yeah.
And just like, dude, it's so heartbreaking.
It is. I mean, I guess like my biggest heartbreak. So obviously, like I said before, I haven't been out much deer hunting before this, and I haven't been out much. Like I guess you could say really last year was like my full first year of actually going out hunting.
Yeah.
So
I would say last year is like your
like first ever time going out. Whatever I got that year, I was using exactly all what I had. This year, I mean, yes, I have had a couple sad things happen. So for the longest time, and I actually just took him over to go see where all that spot was. It's a beautiful spot. It's got like in a row. It's got blind, camera, image, deer feeder, all in a line. It's like a perfect diagonal line straight to the deer feeder.
Yeah, and another thing about Ohio is on private land you can make your mineral piles. You can bait. So yeah, you can use your mineral. You can use your corn. You can use your feed. Whatever you want to do. It's on private, so it's allowed. You can't do that on public. A lot of people still do that. I see your freaking. Like your deer cane bag. I saw a deer cane bag out on public one time. People just don't care.
They don't.
It's unfortunate.
Just gotta watch out for the man in the green pants.
The man in the green pants, yeah. Right?
Love
him though. Shout out the man in the green pants.
Honestly,
for legal reasons.
I can never say that I've had a bad run-in.
No, all jokes aside, I love talking to the game warden out here. Like, great guy. He's even like talked about hunting with us. So yeah, I'm super down. I'm super down with the fishing game, man.
Like yes, like you obviously like TikTok and I feel like other platforms like that. They give like they'll post like a video about like
green jeans.
Yeah, green jeans. Like there's like a little while back, there was this sound. It was called the 30-point buck.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah.
There was hundreds upon hundreds hundreds of videos where it's like the 30-point buck, and it shows
30-point buck,
and it shows a picture of like a dude. It was a game warden.
Usually it was a trail camera.
Yeah,
right?
it was a trail camera, and it was like a picture of just the game warden like walking through. And,
Nice.
and I was like, in all honesty, and a lot of other, and like there's like clips you can find where like the game warden finds a fisherman fishing illegally, and they call him out on it, and you read the comments and they're like dissing, but I'm like, dude, they're just doing their job.
They are doing their job.
They're just doing their job.
To be totally honest, yeah.
Just fish legally, please.
Just follow. Just be a law-abiding citizen, man. It's really not that hard.
It's really not.
It's not. But,
the worst thing that ever happened between me and a game warden was my car was kind of close to the boat ramp because where my fishing spot was,
Yeah.
I didn't want to have to walk all the way over. If you know where I'm talking about, I didn't want to have to walk all the way to the fishing spot.
Fair,
So
yeah.
I was like, okay, I'll park, and I saw another car that was parked exactly where I parked.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about it. And guys came down and they talked to me and said, hey, can you move your car? And I was like, sure.
That was a game warden?
Yeah, it was just 2 game wardens.
Oh,
They
okay.
told me to just move my car. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah. That was the worst thing that ever happened between me and a game warden.
Yeah,
They don't really.
Yeah, I've had a bad run-in before with the DNR when I was like way younger, but it was a misunderstanding and story for another time.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, totally, like, they're just doing their jobs, and just be a law-abiding citizen. So
Oh, yeah.
sorry, to get back on topic.
Sorry.
This is why we can do a podcast.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
we can just talk forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, like heartbreaker, right? Like, what would you say?
So, So I moved here in I think it was like late April to early May was when I moved here.
Like on this property.
On this property.
Okay.
Actually, no. We moved here. Like
So this is a recent heartbreak.
This is a 2 week ago. This is like a 3 weeks ago heartbreak.
I'm sorry.
So
This is a therapy session, folks.
if you've seen if I don't know if we're gonna I'll post this on my channel too. So if you've seen some of the videos on my channel, I have a video called Chasing Goliath or something along those lines.
Yeah.
It's because I was sitting there one night. I think I was like laying in bed, and I checked my camera because and for some reason my camera doesn't alert me when a deer is on. I'll get like a picture. I'll like scroll through my pictures, and I'll finally get like there'll be like one where it never told me that it took it. And it's like, 4:36 in the morning. Beautiful 8-point buck.
Sometimes notifications,
Yeah.
I know, like on the phone and stuff with cell cams, they can kind of be weird. So
Oh yeah. Well, I get a beautiful picture of this 8-point buck, and I'm like, oh. So then, of course, first thing I do.
Now, granted, this guy is still in velvet, because I mean this is 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
Like
He was his. Now we don't know. Well, last thing I don't know. I just said 8-point because I was able to count. No, he was 7. Yeah, he was 7 because I was only able to count 7 antlers.
Okay.
That are 7 points. And he came out, and he was fat. This is probably the fattest deer. He was a big boy.
bulky deer, yeah.
He was a. Yeah, so I saw this deer, and I was like, that is the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen. I was getting like a little schoolgirl, like,
yeah, dude, I got
it, and I was like, finally, I got it.
That's how I was when I got mine on camera last year. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I understand that feeling, man.
So, well then, I keep getting him back. He keeps coming back. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, he likes the spot. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I have a perfect plan. So, of course, I decided, well, first thing I'm going to do, get a feeder and do that, and get a hunting blind. Set those two out. I haven't seen them since. I haven't seen them and then, well, what's funny.
So the area,
Yes.
basically, like what probably went down here. And by the way, we are not experts on whitetails by any means. We just love seeing them. We love talking about them, and we love shooting them. So, I think what probably happened there is like, okay, that was probably his regular path, because you have a trail camera behind where he's walking in. He probably didn't realize it was there and still took that path, right?
Yep.
And then you set up a feeder, and then you set up your blind, and then he probably was like, "Oh, this is a little more like pressure now." So hopefully you see him again.
Well then I got another heartbreak. This was the one deer that I saw. This was another one. He was still in velvet.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
but he was.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose their velvet until
October, maybe
September.
Late September.
It'll be September by season.
Yeah,
by season they'll lose them. So I mean, usually, my prediction. I don't know if I can actually look right now. I don't know if the DNR put out the dates for this year yet.
Probably.
I feel like they should have though, because it is getting.
It's getting really close.
I mean, we're late.
Yeah, we're still in
July.
2024. Yeah, we're still.
We're mid-July.
It's usually like August, because you got to think.
Nope.
It's like August. I think it's like August when they start doing that.
So probably. So last opening day was September 28th of last year. I think it's gonna be. I hope it's the 27th this year, just because that's going to be a Saturday, and I can actually go hunt that, which would be great. It's going to be packed. It's going to be hot. It's going to be 90 degrees, but, it's fun to get back out in the stand, man.
Oh, yeah. That's why, I mean, honestly, I'm excited to do more, like, avian hunting, like, more along the lines of, like, dove. Yeah. I would love to do that again.
Yeah. Oh, we'll go.
We'll go.
Don't worry.
I would love, and I especially that's a lot of stuff I would love to do. I'd love to go back out and do that, because that was that was like a lot of fun.
Oh, dude,
like,
every year it's a lot different than like bird hunting is much different than whitetail, because it's like, well, bird hunting versus like mammal hunting.
Yeah.
Just because it's like, I feel like there's more camaraderie in it. You can actually like talk and move and stuff.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's like a little more like activeness to it versus deer hunting. You're much more reserved, and you're in your stand and you don't talk, right? So it's
You whisper. You don't talk. You whisper.
Yeah. So you would say that your one that got away is the deer you've been seeing like running this prop. You don't know necessarily if they've gone away yet.
Well, the weirdest thing,
you have yet to see them. But
I have.
You have seen them?
Yes.
Okay.
He was huge.
Was it Goliath?
It was Goliath.
Oh, okay.
This was the first real sighting that I ever got of him.
This is the first time hearing of this.
Yeah, so I didn't tell anybody about this. This was actually this is a real story.
Look at the breaking news, folks.
Yeah.
Look at this.
I actually saw him in and that's why I went and I bought what I bought, because where I'm at, there's a lot of farm field around. There's
a lot of ag.
A lot of ag here. A lot of agriculture. There's agricultural everywhere, like every property.
I mean, we're in Ohio. Yeah, we're in Ohio, but I mean, this area especially, driving here, it was like soybeans, corn. Yeah, so it's just like all of it. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, like I said, you are in like whitetail paradise right now.
I know, but that's the thing. So I was driving out, and my buddy, he drives now. So we're gonna start getting into like kind of like a little off topic, but my buddy drives this. He drives a motorcycle. I'm not a big motorcycle guy.
Okay.
I drive a 2005 Trailblazer. It's not the nicest looking thing, but it's the closest thing I can get to a truck.
It's what works, bro.
Yeah.
It's what works.
So he was like, I want to see the property. Everyone wants to come see it. So I was like, okay, how about we meet up? We'll meet up somewhere, and we'll ride back together.
Yeah.
And so we meet up. Or no. I start leaving the property. I go down. We have a long gravel driveway, and I look and I see big. This dude was about the size of the Trailblazer. I'm being dead serious. Big and white. He was huge.
Big and white.
Yeah, he was huge.
What do you mean white?
Like what I mean, like he looked. Let's just say he was like, I don't really know how to describe it. He was, let's just say, like, I know he was absolutely massive. And I could tell he was a buck because
say wide or white?
Like white. Like he was like white, like on here, like.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Like, but he was like staring dead at my car.
Oh, okay.
And I was looking at him, and I was like, oh. I could see he had big eyes. He was like just looking at me, and I was just like, that's a mean, that's a mean looking deer.
Yeah.
So we're sitting there, and I'm like, I want to take a picture. Of course, he runs off, and I'm like, of course he does. So that was when I decided, all right, now I gotta go and actually start planning out this thing. But I haven't seen him since. But I saw him in person.
How long ago was that?
This was like maybe last month. So this was in June when I saw him.
Wait, so okay. When was the first time that you got him on camera? Yeah, feel free to. I was gonna say, feel free to look also.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that because I think it was like late. I want to say, hold on. It was close in the. It was like around the same time period.
Okay.
Oh, we're all.
Yeah, do you think it's been like too long to where you haven't seen them?
No.
Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Then again,
like,
I've gotten deer in like recent pictures, but like it's not the same deer. It's like new deer that are like. Then again, I do know that deer like to change. Deer like to change their like traveling habits.
Oh yeah.
Like a ton, and they'll change a lot more in season. Let me see if I can find a picture.
Right.
Of when I last saw him, because I had to delete a bunch of my trail cam photos.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I got like literally 99% of my trail cam photos are literally check-in photos.
Oh yeah.
So like, I have this branch in front of my camera, and I swear it shakes.
Dude, I was gonna say you gotta cut that branch.
I gotta cut.
I saw that when you took me over there, and that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also haven't been home, so now.
That's fair. Yeah, you were on vacation. You were out of state, so.
Let me check here. So we're on back to. Okay, this is gonna take forever. Just.
Oh, dude, you're fine. I can talk a little bit about mine.
Yeah,
like,
go ahead.
While that happens, I got recent. The more recent heartbreak, which is the one I posted on my shorts. But I also have. This was at that time period when my dad was first taking me out and stuff like that, and it was rut. And it was cold, man. It was cold November morning, and I can't remember if it was snowing or not. Dude.
Yeah, so that's the other one that I saw. Like I said, he was a bit smaller in frame, but his rack is still.
I mean, that's an 8-pointer right there. Like.
But he's still in velvet though. He's still not.
Right. I mean, these are still points though. Like he will still produce points off of that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got. Two times right there. That's a nice deer, brother.
Yeah, and then before that, the next picture. Oh yeah,
is that Goliath?
No.
Okay, so that's the other one. So you got have multiple.
You can.
Sheesh, yeah.
You can see how
that might be the same buck.
No, it's not.
You sure?
No, because he doesn't have. And I've counted the amount of. I've counted the antlers. He does not have the same amount of antlers. I've also gotten like really cool pictures of like where they're.
Yeah, he doesn't look like he has the brow tines.
No, he does not. But he's a bigger deer, so it makes kind of like he's fatter. I guess fatter is like the way I would word.
Right. Yeah, he's way bulkier.
But then like of course like I've gotten photos like that in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
Where I've got.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Like, have you gotten any photos of them hitting the feeder?
That's the sad thing. No, none of them.
Okay.
But
when did you put that feeder in? You probably already told me this.
It was like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, because look at this. This is another good photo. This was like when I first started the property. Like, and this was like you can count the amount of deer.
Right. Yeah. There's a ton out there. So it's that's So, my dad and I were hunting this, and he actually was a good distance away from me. I think he was a little further up the hill from where we were, and I just, you can hear, if you're in November, man, and the leaves are crunchy, like, you can hear them coming through, right? Oh, yeah. So I'm just like, you start shaking, right? Little old me. I think I was 16 at the time when this happened. Little old me, like, I start getting that buck fever, right? I'm just like, something's coming, dude, and I don't know what it is, but I'm excited. And, dude, when I tell you I saw antlers first, like antlers emerged out of the trees and then the deer, like this was definitely, it was at least a 10-pointer. I can't remember, it may have been a 12-pointer, but he was, I mean, brother, he was huge. And I could see the breath just coming out of him. And he like looked at me and he granted, I don't think I was very camouflaged because I was probably freaking out, but also like he just looked right towards me and like gave it a couple stomps and then just went the other way. And I was like, dude, but I knew what was out there, right? So that was, I would say, my first actual whitetail heartbreak was that right there. Second one being last year's buck. Now, he has not been confirmed killed. This buck from last year. Now, granted, anybody could have killed him on neighboring properties. Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't know. But I got hope, right? I got hope. So it's like man.
It's like the same one where I thought, there was a raccoon who climbs up and down the tree that I have, and I was hoping it was a deer.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, it's not a deer. And I was like, just let me have my hopes and dreams,
Right,
man.
dude.
Then the next day, deer started showing up.
Oh gosh, yeah. Dude, what would you say? Have you ever had any like weird encounters with like animals in the woods or anything like that? Like, have you ever? Like, I know for me, like I'll describe mine real fast. It's like, I mean, it's the same spot I'm hunting this year. Like, I was going out there last year, and it was my first time hunting solo out there. And I get up, I'm starting to climb. I get to the tree that I have on Onyx, and I'm like, all right, cool. About to climb. I'm hearing something rustling. And this is obviously not shooting light, like this is way before daylight. So I'm like, all right, I probably spooked something in here or whatever. But I hear it, and it's getting like loud and like very close. And I was like, okay, I don't really like how close this is getting to me. So I start booking it up this tree, right? And then by the time I'm up the tree, it is light enough to where I can see like probably like a good 20 yards around me, right? Dude, the biggest coyote I have ever seen. It was as big as a German Shepherd. Like, this thing was massive. It just runs right under the tree. And I'm like, ooh. That's the biggest coyote I've ever seen. Like, and this was just last year. Like, this was, yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, it's public land. It's a lot of acreage. So, I mean, anything can be out there, right?
Oh, yeah.
So it's crazy like that. But something like that, right? Where it's like, you see like a wild animal, crazy encounter with one.
I think, so I have a couple. For as much as I've gone out hunting, I guess I have a couple. Some of them aren't even me hunting. Some of them's like, I put out my deer blind and I'm walking over the deer blind and it's like pitch black at night. Can't really see anything. So I have a flashlight on my phone. I'm just walking over to go make sure it's been there. I haven't really checked on it in a couple days. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't, falling apart.
Inhabited by raccoons.
Yeah. So I'm walking over. First thing I hear is, and I was like, nope. First thing I did, I just was like, I literally pulled out my pocket. I had a Benchmade pocket knife. I just pull it out of my.
I'd be pulling out my Glock, dude. I'm like,
I can't carry. I'm under the age.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah, you're a youngin', so.
I'm walking out to the blind and I just hear that, and I'm like, oh. So I'm like, first thing.
Was it like at the blind or was it like
right,
around?
It was like right next to me. I was just like,
oh.
I was like, nope. I walked back. My uncle is carrying an AR-15 right behind me. I was just like, he was like, do you hear something? And I was like, yeah, it's right over there. He goes, okay. He walks over. He's walking over. He's like, the sound went away. I was just like, okay, that's not fair. I don't know, because I've heard this sound another night too. It was pitch black. First time living at the barn, in the camper. And I see my sister and I say, hey, close Nana and Papa's garage door. It's because I don't want anything getting in there. The boxes are still not unpacked. Hey, close their garage door.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there and I hear that same sound.
Like that same exact sound?
Same exact sound right behind their fence. And I'm standing right there at the barn, and it sounded like something was dying. Something was getting eaten. And I was just sitting there like, oh. I was like, so I start like panicking. I'm like, Paige, get out here.
Yeah.
Close the garage door.
Yeah.
And then another one.
Did you find out what? Whoa, hold on.
I still don't know No, I still don't know what it is. It's still out there. It's still over there.
You got a crackhead roaming your property, bro.
I'm about to take. So we went out and we bought a thermal scope, and I'm about to take my
thermal for a crackhead walking out in the field like he's Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
Dude.
And then another good one was, it was pitch black. It was the same hunting story from earlier. We're in the tree, and I just remember looking over and I can't see it. It's like starting to go dark. Trees were shading a little bit more. It was like going pitch black. I hear something climbing down the tree. And I was like, oh, I knew it was a raccoon. but it was the biggest raccoon I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
There's something about, obviously, I think there's something primal about us being in the woods when it's dark.
Oh, yeah.
And, we get kind of spooked. Like,
it's survival.
It's very, it's like, it's very much so like you're out in the woods, like, saying your prayers, because you're just like, anything can pop out at any moment.
I'm surprised.
It's getting kind of spooky. Like,
especially now with, so we're starting to get bears again.
Yes. So yeah, something in Ohio that's kind of going on right now is bear encounters are kind of getting a little crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're coming a little farther south, closer to us. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Kind of shakes up the environment a little bit, for better or for worse.
And then also, a lot of people have been rumored that like bobcats are returning, and that there's all.
I think we've had bobcats here. They're just so. They stay hidden so good that we don't know.
Yeah, well, it's almost like people are trying to also bring elk, mule deer, because they were all.
I don't know why you would bring muleys here. I know that elk are migrating up through Kentucky though, they're going. I think you can get an elk tag in Kentucky right now. I'm pretty sure you can. But
bear tags.
Yeah. I mean, bear's a little more common down there, I think. But yeah, you're able to get your elk tag down there. I'm pretty sure.
The one thing I was
So yeah.
Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're fine, dude.
The one thing though was so elk used to actually be native to Ohio.
Okay.
And then they were hunted completely into extinction because during the before Ohio had before they started doing the
actual
the DNR and stuff. So that is something that may happen. I think in the next maybe 10 or so years, we might start seeing an elk population.
I was actually talking to our buddy Nate the other day, and he was talking about how like 10 years from now we might get a bear season.
Oh yeah.
So it's like eventually, like if elk migrate up through Ohio, then we might get an elk season eventually, which would be really cool. Because I know there's a major herd going through Kentucky right now.
Oh yeah.
And I've heard a lot of things about that, so it's pretty cool.
It is. Pretty cool,
yeah, I mean. Good to know you have a crackhead roaming your property and stuff like that. So, maybe... Oh, there goes my lid. Good to know that, you got to be careful when you're out here, I guess. So.
Well, it's even scarier. So, all my buddies don't hunt. They don't do any of that stuff. So they're all city folk. So when they're here, they're absolutely terrified. And then there's just me, like I'll be listening. I'll hear coyotes will surround the entire property. You can hear them everywhere.
Yeah.
And I'll just be saying like, oh, they found something to eat. And all my buddies are looking at me like, you're not scared? I was like, no. This is normal to me.
You're a real alpha male, aren't you?
No.
Real.
It's just you. I'm just used to it.
Real sigma male over here.
I will tell you what. If you ever decide to live in the country, one thing you're also going to experience is you'll get an instinct of knowing exactly where deer are, especially if you're not in your state. So now I know exactly, for some reason it's like an instinct. Now I know exactly where a deer is going to be. I'll literally be able to point it out before anyone else can even.
All right.
Yeah.
So
it's
hold on. So hold on, I'm gonna call you out.
Oh.
I'm gonna call you. Hold on. So if you can tell me exactly, you better fill a tag this season. If you can know exactly where these deer are gonna be, I have faith.
Well,
you can do it.
The worst thing was
you could do it.
The worst thing was I was down in Virginia.
Okay.
I wasn't even here, and we were driving right by. We were going karaokeing. I don't do karaoke.
Yeah.
I don't do karaoke.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting. I'm like, in my head, I had a thought. There's gonna be a deer in less than a quarter of a mile. Sure as shit. Driving through the next property, there was 2 deer standing right there, right next to some woods, and I was like, I'm like, if I can't get a deer,
I was gonna say, you better
get a deer this season. I'm gonna be so disappointed.
If you have these psychic powers instilled in you, then you better fill a tag. You better fill a tag this season, man. You better fill a tag. Dude, let's what are you shooting this year? What's your setup?
Still, so really just depends. Probably still gonna be that bow. Hopefully, with the humidity, I hope that there's no cracks. I have not checked the bow.
Bro is storing his bow in a temperature controlled climate. So
well, it is temperature controlled. So it is. What was I about to say?
I don't know.
I lost my train of thought.
You just gotta be careful when you store your bows.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm sure a lot of people know that are listening that you have to, the fiberglass that's in the bow limbs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They will screw up if you're not careful. So you gotta be really careful. With
I
that.
know this,
but so
my family does not know this.
I mean, hey man, it happens. What's your 2025 setup? You're going into 2025, right? Give me your bow, your release, your arrows, and your broadheads.
Ooh. So broadheads. So I've learned a little bit more like the Grim Reaper broadheads.
Okay.
I love the Grim Reapers. I still think though I like going with.
Are you shooting the whitetail special? Which ones are you shooting?
No, I'm shooting. Now you got me.
Fatal steel, probably.
Probably the Fatal Steels. Yeah. Like the it's like the biggest diameter that they have. Fatal Steels.
Yeah. Well, okay, yeah, because I was gonna say the whitetail special is I think their biggest one that we know of.
They're 125 grain now. Like all my tips.
You run 125s on the.
Because so the way that I learned it, I had to figure out a good way to balance the front end of my arrow.
Right.
So what I did was
like your FOC and everything like that.
Yeah. So my arrows that I got were the 5mm FMJs.
Oh yeah. You're shooting Eastons this year.
Yes.
Which I am also shooting Eastons this year.
There we go.
Yeah.
Very excited. The thing is, though, they are very heavy arrows.
Dude, just you wait, bro. You got no idea what's coming. I was playing around in the lab a little bit, and I cooked up something crazy. But
I've seen your arrows on Snapchat.
Yeah.
They look pretty good.
They
look pretty good.
I'm kind of scared, dude. I don't know if my bow can sling these things. We'll see.
So, arrows work off of grains. So the bigger the heavier the arrow, the heavier the grain it's going to be. So I think mine are 700 grain arrows. I think.
Dog.
Yeah.
There's no way.
I think so. I think because I remember measuring.
Mine are lighter than that, and I have super heavy ones. I'm shooting
maybe 500.
I'm shooting pygmy spears out of my bow, dude. I'm shooting pygmy spear. Like, it's bad. It's bad. So, even Alec was like, dude, I don't know if you should shoot those this year. And I'm like, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
So mine are the 5mm FMJs. They got. I'm pretty sure I kept pretty much everything factory on them. The only thing I didn't really do was
you do the inserts.
I bought new inserts.
Okay.
I bought the gold inserts, and I took the entire insert instead of like cutting it off, where you can make it. I think it's 50 to 100 grain insert. I think I kept it a full 100 grain insert. And
Okay.
I was like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I put that in the arrow, and I was like, all right, we're gonna see how that goes. It sounds like a thud every time it hits something. It sounds like it's hitting a brick wall.
Yeah. I have not actually shot mine yet because I'm shooting TAC in August.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming for that, which, holy crap, that's in a month.
Yeah.
And I'm not, my wheel is not configured all the way. So I gotta figure that one out. So I'm great out to 50. We were shooting like 100 plus.
I need to, that's something I also need to get. I need to get back out to. I need to get out to the shooting range and do that because I have not been.
Get your reps in.
I need to do that because if I don't, I'm gonna be like trying to pull my bow back and I'm gonna have to reset the poundage. I threw away all my.
Get your reps in, man.
I had these beautiful arrows. They were SX3s, blackout SX3s. I love these arrows. And
so made by Blackout, but they are actually branded by Blackout, but they are actually Victor Victory arrows.
Yeah, Victory
they're
TKOs.
They're your RIP TKOs, yeah.
Really nice arrows.
Privately labeled for Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, as far as the branding goes. But
we're setting those up, and I missed those arrows because I found out that I outgrew those really fast too. So I was like, well, never mind then. I threw them all in the trash. Couldn't use them anymore.
You threw them in the trash. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, because I couldn't use them anymore.
I have mine from last year. I wonder if you can shoot them.
Are they 28.5 inch?
They're longer, so I think
I could still shoot them.
They're 250 spine. I shoot stiff arrows.
I shoot a 70-pound bow.
Yeah.
So I think
you'd be fine.
You'd
be fine. That's probably still over spining. Quite honestly, I think what your setup calls for is 300.
Yes.
But 250, if you over spine, yeah, you're gonna get some more weight. It's gonna be stiffer arrow, but I think you'll be okay.
You just really don't want to under spine.
You don't
ever want to do that.
Yeah.
Because one thing happens, you could have the arrow snap while you're trying to shoot it.
It's not great. Yeah.
No, not a
very,
great thing.
very big problems when you don't pay attention to those numbers. So, okay, your bow.
Yes.
Epic NT, right? Blackout Epic NT. Your arrows are your Easton 5mm FMJs. Yep. Sweet. And your broadhead, what are we shooting?
So, I shoot 3 different ones. That's the sad thing.
Jesus,
I
dude.
shoot 3 different broadheads.
Bro said all consistency is out the door.
Oh, yes. I see, and I practice with, usually I use the practice head for the thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I understand, and it's like a dime. It hits like a dime.
Oh, yeah,
it's
dude.
like perfect dime.
Yeah.
So the ones that I'm shooting, the Montec G5s. I think that's,
okay.
Yeah, G5 Montec.
Yeah.
I love fixed blades, but everyone was trying to tell me like, oh, mechanicals are better. Oh, and then there's like, oh, we got.
I was gonna say we were gonna get into that next.
Yeah, we got hybrids too, and I'm like, well, what are hybrids? I guess I should try them all. So I have a pair of mechanicals, hybrids, and which my mechanicals are new archery product NAPs that I want to try out. Which I hope I bought. Which they're still in my truck. I still haven't. I literally bought them. They've been in a little cup in my.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I'm trying like 3 different broadheads. I want to see like what exactly they do.
Make a video out of it.
Oh, I will. I think
you can totally make like testing content and being like, hey, there's so many. The cool thing is there's so much that you can actually make content out of if you set your mind to it. Like if you set your mind to, like,
I could
hey,
take a whole day and just be like, all right, we'll line a bunch of fruit up and see how much one arrow can go through all this different fruit.
Exactly. Like, or if you got like ballistic gel or something like that. Yeah. So I don't know how easy that is to get.
It's like $5,000.
What?
Or it's like no, not 5,000. It's like it's expensive. It's not
gel.
It's not cheap. It's but I've looked at it. That's something that I would love to do though.
I'd expect that. I wouldn't expect.
It's like $5,000.
I wouldn't expect $5,000.
Actually, I know the website that they sell like the big, like how
the big blocks.
Yeah, like Black Rifle Coffee. They like take like the human bodies and then they'll be like, hey, let's test this out. Yeah, I actually found their actual website to see how much, and it was expensive. And I was like, I can't afford that, but all right.
That's fair. What attachments are you rocking on your bow, if you can remember? I know it's been a little bit since you shot it.
I think no. So,
you can get out shooting by next month, bro.
Get
your reps in, because as soon as September hits, man, it's go time.
I'm cooked by September.
Yeah.
I think so. I still have my drop away, still in mint condition.
Which one is it?
It's the
same one I got?
Yeah, I think it is.
CBE Defy.
The Defy. The Micro Defy, actually, is what it was. Yep, I still have that. That's still being ran on my. Actually, I was the one who tied the knot on that one too. I set that one up to myself. Yeah. I was actually impressed. It still works. I got the pink strings on it. And then another thing that I did was I think for a release, the Edge.
FT.
Yes.
By who's that? By Truefire.
The camo one.
Yep.
Not the The Edge FT camo is what I'm.
So
rocking.
it's like a regular caliper release.
For some reason, I never was able to get into the 3-finger releases or the thumb releases.
The thumb buttons.
I could never get into them. I tried, but I don't know.
It's a different setup, man. You gotta adapt over to it.
Yeah.
So it's big.
Yeah, I like the one that I have because I like how it's around my wrist, so that if anything happens, I have full control. I have a lot more control over it than I would say like a 3-finger release. And then I also have like the which I know you can do the same thing with a 3-finger release, where you can make your own sling for it. But I also love how on those I also like how I know for a fact, like, because I've seen them where the dual caliper snaps. I like how those ones are fully made out of metal. It's a fully metal, and and if I'm not using it and I don't want it to smack against my gear while I'm up in the tree, which that has happened, you can take it and bend it over your wrist so it's backwards.
Oh yeah,
so it kind of so it's kind of like the Assassin's Creed, like the hidden blade.
Yeah,
that's what I do.
He said, "Bam, son."
Bam, it's right there.
I get that. Cool, man. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like you're rocking a good setup. Just get out there and get your bow
I gotta get it out.
Get it out of the barn. Because that's a death trap, man.
I know. That's all I'm gonna do.
And get out shooting. So I mean, you guys built a good little range over here. I think you have a lot of room to shoot. So
I think
we'll have to shoot, man.
Oh, 100%.
We'll have to shoot.
100%.
So, what were you gonna say?
I think honestly the best thing I'm gonna probably do is set up a range. I have a firearm range. I need to set up a bow range.
Archery range.
Like if I can set up a 20 all the way to like 50, because I don't ever plan on taking. That's like one thing too.
A shot further than
40.
I mean, dude, I'll shoot it like
30.
I might shoot it 30.
I would.
Right.
I wouldn't.
I let them get in close. And then I'll take my shot. But
because I've also heard the term from a friend of ours.
Bro.
I've also heard a term from one of our good friends of ours that he's a lazy hunter. Which it's not the same thing with me. I'm a lazy fisherman. Like I like to sit there. Everyone's like, "Yeah, man, you gotta get your bait caster. You gotta keep playing with it." I was like, "No."
Yeah.
I like to cast out my rod and just sit there.
Yeah.
That's how I've caught my biggest fish.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
10-pound cat.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, you kind of do that with catfishing. With bass,
Bass,
with bass, you're gonna use more of your finessing techniques and stuff like that.
Technique.
But right, yeah. Oh, dude. So yeah, my setup for the season, and I plan on doing actually a full scale like YouTube breakdown on this. So I'm rocking a Bear Whitetail Max right now.
Beautiful.
2020, dude. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Have you seen it with the new strings, right?
I have not. You have not.
The orange. Have you seen it with the orange strings?
No.
Dude,
you gotta show me some of this stuff, man.
Dude.
I'm missing out.
Dude, yeah, it's all slate gray, and it has orange strings on it, fluorescent orange. It is, dude. When I say fluorescent, it is fluorescent. Maybe a little too much if I'm being totally real with you.
I mean, hey, deer have weird eyes, so
I mean they won't see the orange, so it's like that's fine. But if it's a sunny day and you draw that bow, dude, it's a little rough. If I'm being totally honest with you, it kind of blinds you. It kind of blinds you. Dude, I found old trail camera photos. My heart's broken. I don't think I actually have a photo of this on my camera roll. Let me find it. Anyways, so Bear Whitetail Max, and got a new set of gas bowstrings on it. Absolutely amazing bowstrings, by the way. I don't think I'm ever gonna buy another brand of bowstring, dude. Like, gas is absolutely awesome. I love it. Yeah, okay. Well, I just don't have any actual thing of this bow, which is kind of crazy, considering how many photos I normally take of my bows and stuff like that. That's kind of wild. Anyways, so Bear Whitetail Max, slate gray, orange bowstrings. I'm rocking Easton FMJs for the season. They are the like special 75th anniversary.
Are they the
the aluminum. No, sorry, they're not aluminum. They're carbon. They are carbon arrows, but they look like the old aluminum ones. The finish on them looks aluminum, but they are carbon, and they're the burnt orange. And then I'm rocking some AAE Stealth Max veins on there, the white, so it's just like a clean like white and orange arrow, so it's pretty sweet. When I weighed them, 667. is what they are. One off of having to bless these things with holy water. But, dude, yeah, heavy freaking arrows, bro. Heavy arrows. Like, you pick them up, and I mean, they're insane. So, release-wise, I'm rocking a UV button. So I got a UV button right now. Normally, I've never ever been able to really get the premium stuff. But I had an opportunity where I was able to get the UV button. I needed a new release. I forked out the money for the UV button. Very worth it. Insane release. Crazy smooth. The drawback is just so clean, and I can get to a good anchor point on my cheek and just wrap my thumb around that large button, take that upper finger, and just rock it back, and then bam. So I mean, you can change a lot on it too. You can change your travel versus like your actual like trigger pull on it. It's awesome. I love it.
That's great.
So I'm excited for the season, man. I'm really excited to get out and shoot tack this August and keep doing it. But let's talk about some more stuff, man. So I feel like we almost need to cut it off there. I feel like we talked about a lot. That's over an hour and a half of footage, I guarantee you. So
Okay.
I say let's cut it off there. So let's film a little outro, I guess. And then we can sit back down and talk about more topics for volume 2. But dude, so let's kind of sum it up here. We've talked for quite a hot minute.
Yeah.
We're going to film another one after this. Just as a volume 2. I don't want to keep I don't want to make this like a 2-hour long endeavor. But yeah, thanks for talking, man. Get out there and shoot your bows, everybody. Get out there, get your reps in. Hope you're excited for deer season. Peace.